Jeremy said, my name is Jimmy Fitzpatrick. I'm the School of Medicine's representative on the USM rollout learning team. And what I'm going to talk to you about now is our experience with USM, and in particular with UniShare WUFU, and how it might improve our student supports. So just a little bit of background. So USM was introduced as a concept, or inoculated into the School of Medicine Programme Office back in March of 2019. There were initial concerns. People were questioning, is this going to increase our workload? Are we going to have to change our SOPs? What are the benefits of USM? What is USM? But having met with the USM team, with Jeremy and with Amy, we were challenged to think and to reflect on the building blocks of USM, and in particular our philosophy, our why statement. And after much robust debate, much but still ongoing, we eventually agreed upon a why statement that was to deliver effective supports and services so that success is achievable. Now, what does that actually mean, or how are we going to implement that? Well, this is where another building block comes into play of USM, the systems, the physical manifestation of USM as typified by UniShare, which is the recording of interactions with our customers, students, graduates, students, and also the adoption of the WUFU contact form, which was replacing our generic email address that students had previously contacted us with their queries. So what we had to do was to propose to use these systems to capture and categorize student queries. So the reality of the rollout was, yes, initially there was a little bit of extra effort required, an extra step to remember in our processes. Some of the categories within UniShare were a little broad, a little bit non-specific for medicine. But working with Amy and with Jeremy, they were able to tailor some subcategories that were medicine specific. And that helped with the team being able to buy into UniShare then when they saw items that they could recognize from their daily workload. That helped embed it into our processes. So the initial rollout, it wasn't bad medicine. We took the view it was short-term pain for long-term gain, but what was that gain? Well, that was kind of crystallized in our minds by the entering of the Irish Medical Council accreditation review, which is ongoing at the moment. So the IMC are coming to town in October to review our programme, and they're not just interested in our curriculum, in our clinical textbooks, etc., but a big plank of the accreditation review will be based on the student experience, and in particular student supports. And what they really want to find out is how the school gauges the wants and the needs of its students. What are the mouthpieces? How do they know what students want? Now, the programme office in medicine did have some experience of ascertaining the wants and needs of our students previously. In 2015, we took part in a health sciences student experience survey, and we got some very good data out of that, very detailed data. But it was static. It was just a snapshot in time. It was a good snapshot, but it soon became history as time moved on. Whereas what UniShare actually represents is the opposite of that. It's more kind of dynamic data. It's continuous harvesting of data, of real-time feedback of the wants and the needs of our students. And this is what we'll be telling to the IMC using this tool, UniShare. And it's still kind of aspirational at the moment. We've only been live on UniShare since August of 2019, so we're coming up to our 1-year anniversary. But what we hope to do is, with this ongoing monitoring of student interactions, is to look for trends, things like the timing of medicine-specific requests, such as clinical placements or queries to do with centile ranking letters. And what's great about UniShare is it's not anecdotal evidence, it's not rumor has it, or it's not a gut feeling, but it's evidence-based change based on data, real-time data that we can have access to. And what we hope to do is use this data to anticipate the needs of our students and ultimately offer bespoke supports to certain cohorts. For instance, our undergraduate entry medicine students as opposed to our graduate entry medicine students, both of which emerge with the same qualification at the end of their time with us, but they have vastly different experiences and vastly different journeys and come from different cohorts, and therefore will have different wants and different needs. Ditto for our CAO applicants, our domestic students, as opposed to our international students. Again, they emerge with the same qualification, but to get to that point, they have vastly different experiences. So ultimately what we want to get to is to a stage where we can have essentially preemptive communications. If there's a certain query that we know is going to turn up at a certain time of year, what we want to do, and based on our data monitoring, is to essentially head off those queries at the pass. So we answer the question before it's even asked. And this is all about quality assurance. So by doing that, by kind of providing an answer before the question is asked, it therefore reduces the number of queries we get coming into the office, and therefore we work a bit more efficient and save that all-important time. So just to finish up with offices that are about to undertake the implementation of UniShare, it's fear not. It takes a little bit of effort to start it up, but the benefits at the end vastly outweigh the labours initially. And just to finish, ask not what UniShare can do for you, but ask what you can do to improve UniShare. And that's the thing, you get more than what you put into it when you take out of it. So don't be afraid of UniShare. And that's all I have. So I'll be happy to answer questions at the end of this